Hey, welcome into the big program. We are excited to have you join us today. Our parade of state champions continues with a very special guest. She kind of took the state tournament by storm. She became the darling, if you will, of the entire state tournament. The shot heard around the world. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Natalia Chavez. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
I guess we have to start there, right? That shot, what amazing. Did you know it was going in when it left your hand?
It felt good once it left my hand, but I couldn't really see because the girl was in front of me because she kind of cut me off. But like, if you can tell in the videos, like I had a late reaction from everybody else because I was still trying to look it down. So when it went in, I was just in shock, like, right. Oh my God.
Josh, you have that, right? Let's look at it here right off the bat. And well, the first thing I did want to ask you, go ahead, Josh, whenever you're ready. But what I wanted to ask you is, well, let's take a look.
Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
First, were you surprised that you had that much space to operate?
Yes, I was surprised that they went all the way back because I thought they would pressure us because if there was like 3 seconds left and you can actually get a shot off of that. Even if we were closer, I could have still got a shot off. But I was surprised that they didn't like attack us once we got the ball in. So the much space we had, I just took the shot.
Mental note, usually you got 1 dribble per second, right?
Yeah.
But you got a 4th dribble in there and still got it off. Like, that was a lot that happened in that time, right?
Yeah, everything just happened so fast. I knew I had to get down the court fast and just take my time to actually get the shot I wanted, so yeah.
Now, you did mention to me after the game that you do practice that, you know, in practice. You know, it seems like everyone takes Steph Curry shots in practice, right? And that includes you guys. So in practice, what percentage of those are you making, you think?
We'll shoot, like, Coach V will throw us the ball and she'll like count down. Sometimes we'll make them, sometimes we won't. But like when we're doing transition defense and like just playing each other and like the clock is running down, we'll throw it up too. But most likely we'll make it sometimes, but not all the time because our teammates are defending us. Right. So yeah. So
you're saying your teammates play a little bit of defense than what we just saw?
Yeah.
Okay, you can say that. What play was drawn up out of that huddle anyway? I'm just curious. What was drawn up?
Honestly, there was no play. Okay. It was just get the ball and try to go get a shot. Right. And if we miss it, it's okay. We're going into double overtime, but just get the closest shot you get. So it was wide
mentally,
open.
Are you guys already preparing for the double overtime, or are you still in the moment saying like, no, I'm going to try to get a shot off? Or is there part of you that's already ready for the next overtime?
Part of us was ready for the next overtime. We knew we weren't going to back down. We just had to keep going, and we know we wanted it, and we were just motivated to get that title. So we were planning for the next steps if none of us made the shot. So yeah.
Right. So let's back up a little bit. Obviously you're playing Hobbs. That's the matchup everyone kind of wanted and anticipated, right? From the outside. What's that like on the inside? Is it the same thing with you guys? Like, are you guys kind of like, you see what they're doing on the other side of the state there? You're hoping you get to see them in the tournament, or are you guys just doing work?
Yeah, we were determined from the last year losing to them. We wanted to get back there and have an actual rematch because of how good they were doing and how good we were. And we wanted to face them again to see if like we made the right changes and how much we improved from last season to this season. So yeah, we were really determined and watching their games a lot to see how they were doing and also relating it to our game to see what we can do better.
And the similarities obviously are pretty striking, right? You guys are blowing opponents out every game. They're blowing opponents out every game. Did you notice all those things during the season?
Yeah, I noticed that a lot, that they were blowing out a lot of people, but we were also, but both teams were determined to get back to the state championship. You can see from each game how bad you wanted it and like how fast both of us played. Actually, they outrun everybody. We did as well. So yeah.
Hey, I've always wanted to ask you guys this. Is it when you're blowing teams out and you're just working everybody all season, how hard is it to stay mentally sharp when you know that, yeah, practice is hard, your individual development is hard, but when you get to the game, you guys are just boat racing teams. How hard is it to stay sharp?
It's not really hard to stay sharp. We just gotta keep together. Even though we're blowing people out, we just gotta keep together, work on stuff that we know we need to work on, and just keep going. No matter what the score is, just keep going and don't back down from anybody, because you never know what could happen in a game.
What is Coach Villarreal? I know she's like a perfectionist, but I mean, it's got to be hard when she comes in the day after a 40-point win with all these things you guys did wrong, and you're thinking like, oh, come on, Coach, we won by 40. But what's Coach V telling you guys after 40-point wins?
Well, honestly, she's just telling us we still need to get ready for the state tournament, because everybody wants to win a state tournament, and we always have a target on our back every season. She always tells us every year everybody wants to beat Volcano, no matter what whoever's on the team, whose team, but it's always been like that. So she's keeps telling us every day we need to get better and just keep working hard no matter what.
Now she seems like ultra hyper competitive.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things she's doing in practice to keep you guys sharp?
We play a lot in practice. We do a lot of one-on-one. That's what we do a lot, and we'll do like two-on-one, doing defense against each other, and a lot of transition. But yeah, she's really competitive, so we have to go all out.
Now, does she separate you and Jalen, let you guys go against each other pretty hard?
Yeah, me and Jalen are never on the same team for transition, or we're going one-on-one. So that's what makes us like get better, get each other better. But yeah, once in a while, both of us will be on the same team, but most of the time we're never on the same team.
Right. So was the goal right away from the beginning of the season a blue trophy?
Yes, everybody wanted it on our team, and we had a lot to prove this season, and we were playing for more than ourselves. Also Papa Brown, because he was going through a lot of stuff, and also one of our teachers at our school, his son actually passed away from cancer, so we were actually playing for him as well. So there was more to prove this season.
And does stuff like that help you guys come together as a family when you have stuff like Papa Brown and what you just mentioned? Does that kind of help you? Is that almost like a team bonding when you guys
it's
together?
more of a team bonding, because we stay together and we always have each other's back, and we know that we're behind each other no matter what's going on. And
now, every team starts with that goal, obviously. Like, I realize how stupid my question was after I asked it. Every team starts with that goal of blue trophy, right? But it's like serious when you guys do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, every team can think that way, but it's not going to happen, you know? But with you guys, it's an expectation, right? And so how is that different? You know, obviously you always want to win, but when you expect to win like you guys, how's that different?
It's different because everybody knows, like, you have to win. Like, you guys are the team to win, but we know we still need to get better. And I know, like, everybody wants to beat us, but, like, there's stuff we still need to work on. So it's just, like, improving every day, knowing we have a target on our back, just getting better.
We're going to take our first time out. We'll come back with Natalia. We'll talk a little bit about the early years. And I heard she has a really tall brother, so we'll maybe talk about him going to Del Norte. Who knows?
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Back with the Hawks, Natalia, Chavez. Natalia, let's talk about the earlier years. Now, I mean, you guys had expectations almost immediately as you and Jalen got there, right? I mean, that doesn't happen a lot. Freshmen, right away, everyone's talking about you guys. So talk about, before all that, what was your first impression of campus, the team, tryouts, all that?
For me, it was all new to me because I didn't go to school in Albuquerque. I went to school at Santa Fe Indian School, and it's much different. It's much bigger, and there's more kids there, so it was a lot different for me. And then also the girls on the team were all new to me. Besides my teammates, I had to make a lot of new friends, and it was just different. Coach V, I barely met her that summer, so it was different, but it was great to have that bond with her over the years that I've created.
What's tryouts like? That's got to be pretty intense in a program like that.
Yes.
Right? Tell us about that.
It's intense. We do like the same thing in practice. We go against each other a lot, and it's really competitive during tryouts. So you just have each other going at each other the whole time.
What was the hardest adjustment? Was it basketball? Was it academics? Was it just campus life? What would you say was the hardest adjustment once you got started as a freshman?
The hardest adjustment for me going to Volcano was I didn't know anybody there. I just had the people that I knew from my team over the summer, so it was a lot of new to me. But volleyball helped a lot too, because I also played volleyball, so I made a lot of new friends there. But it was more I just didn't know anybody there.
What about the transition from, now you always play on a pretty competitive club team, right? And you travel a lot. So what was the transition from club to high school ball? What was that? What was difficult about that? What was hard about that?
It's the same. It's competitive, but high school, it was a shock to me because it was much faster. My first game when we played against La Cueva, they were a really good team when I was a freshman, so it was a lot faster, and everybody in high school is stronger, so I had to get used to that as well.
What about volleyball? Was that something you always were going to do right away, or?
Well, volleyball, I came in middle school, so I just wanted to try it out, and I just stuck with it the whole time. And then once I got to high school, I was like, I might as well just try out, see what happens. And I actually liked it a lot. High school's volleyball is pretty fun. It's competitive.
And that's a really good team and a really good program that Coach has there too. So talk about that. I mean. Yeah,
Coach Don has a really competitive team. My freshman year, we had all the great girls in the state, the hitters and stuff, but they were really nice to me, and they welcomed me in with open arms, so it was just a good program to fit in for me.
What would you say your freshman year there, basketball now wise, what was the most difficult challenge you faced during that season on the court, in practice, whatever?
Just like I said, everybody was faster and stronger, but I had to adjust my game too, because I couldn't just get the open shots that I usually do. I had to fix my dribbling, getting better shots than I usually took, so that's the adjustment I had to make.
What was it like playing with another superstar right away? You guys get there together, you're in the same grade, everyone has all these super high expectations. Was that easy? Did it make it easier, or did it make it harder? What was that like?
It was pretty easy because we played with each other that summer before, so we connected really good, and we always play with each other. We know where each other is on the court. If it's on the three-point line or just on the block, we can find each other. So it was perfect just to play together in high school.
Right. Were there frustrating times at the beginning when maybe the success didn't come right away, right? Because I know there were people saying, oh, they should win state as freshmen. That's not easy. And so when that didn't happen, was there some frustrations there?
It was frustrating, but there was a lot of good teams. West Mesa was really good our freshman year. You also have Hobbs that year too. So they were all really good teams. It was frustrating losing, but it's a learning experience. You just got to learn and keep learning through high school. But it was frustrating, but it was a good experience for me too.
You look back to that freshman year to where you are now. How has your game changed?
My game has changed a lot. I've gotten better with my shooting. I know where to find my teammates more. My defensive side is getting a little bit better. I can see that. But also just playing as a team. We play more as a team than we did freshman year.
Right.
And
that was going to be my next question. So you're getting so good at this interview thing. I can tell you've had so much practice over the last 2 weeks. That was going to be my next question. How has the team changed from that year to now? How has the team evolved and stuff? How has stuff changed
It's involved a lot. We're much closer. This team this year was much closer than all the years. We were close all the other years, but this team, you can see, even our coach said, you can see in us that we were determined to win that state championship, and we came together even when we were down in games, and we never like let each other give up.
And why do you think that is? I mean, what got you guys closer?
I think over like quarantine, we like realized how much we like missed each other and stuff. And we spent a lot of time, like even before basketball season started, we were always together, the whole team. And even after every game, even though it was late, we would go to each other's houses and eat and just play games and stuff.
So you don't know how much you enjoy something until they take it away, right?
Yes,
and just
exactly.
the company, that's funny, the company of your teammate, right? Like during a regular year, you might see enough of them, right? You're annoyed. But during quarantine, everything's in perspective, right?
Yeah, we didn't even have school, so we didn't see each other a lot. So that's what really helped us come together as a team as well.
And I think Coach V talked about that on one of our other shows. I think it was on Steve Davis' show.
Yeah.
She talked about how ready you guys stayed during quarantine. So it doesn't seem like the COVID affected you a lot. What were you guys doing to stay? She commented on how you guys were in great shape and how ready you stayed. So what were you guys doing during COVID?
Well, during COVID, I know when it first started, it was like the end of the state tournament. So after that, like during the summer, there was a lot, like everybody you can see in them, like just videos and stuff of them training. And then also it was some of our seniors' last like AAU season. So all of us were basically playing, still staying in shape. But we knew like we might not have a season, we might have a season. So we just had to stay ready and just get ready for that.
All right. Is it true the Monday morning after the state tournament, you were right back at it at 5 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, I was. Actually, I really was. I went back to the gym. I had to, because you just got to get better every day. No matter I won the state championship, I still have a lot to work on from this season.
I want to talk more about that, because I want to talk about, for younger players that are out there watching, what goes into you being this good. It doesn't just happen. You show up to practice, you show up to games. There's so much more, and I want to get into that when we come back.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dreamstyle roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dreamstyle, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dreamstyle roofing tops them all.
We were talking about what makes you great, and I mean, so to those of us that don't know what 5 in the morning looks like, tell us about that. I mean, that's dedication. So
yeah, I know it's rough getting up in the morning.
So you got to get up probably at what, 4?
I get up at 4 because I got to leave our house at 4:30. Right. So yeah, it's kind of rough. I snooze, like sometimes I'll be like 5 more minutes, but then like I know
5 minutes. That's like 20 shots, right?
Yeah, but I know like I have to go. If I want to get better, you got to get up and go. Even training with Fenn, he always tells me, if you want to get better, you just got to have that determination. Even waking up just to go to 5 a.m. workouts, you got to be determined.
But like, there had to be someone on that Monday when you walked in that was like, Are you serious? What are you doing here?
Actually,
anyone?
He was the one that said it to me. He was surprised I was there because he was like, she can take the day off. He even told my mom that she could take the day off. And in my mind, I was like, no, I got to get back at it. I won another state title, so I just got to get better.
Right. And right away, travel ball, right? So there's really no off season, right? So you're playing right now, aren't you?
Yeah. So right after the state championship game, the next morning, I had practice right away. So it was just back at it right away, getting ready for last week. We went to Phoenix, so I was just getting ready for that tournament.
You see, Josh, take my single camera for a minute. If you're not good at your job, it might be because you're not as dedicated as Natalia here. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, I mean, that's amazing, and it's every morning, but it kind of talks about how competitive you are and the state is, right? Because to be the best, I mean, there's some talented players here, right?
Yeah, as Fenton said and Coach V said to me, if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. You have to go against the best just to challenge yourself. You just get better every time playing against the best players in the state.
So an average day would be that crazy 5 a.m. workout, then you go to school, then school's over, then what happens?
I just went to the gym after to get up a couple of shots because it was different. It was all new to me because basketball's over for high school, so you just got to make adjustments just to get another workout in. I even started lifting again, so yeah.
And then during the year, by the way, there's like homework and stuff. So like when do you make it all happen?
Well, when you get a free time, I'll do all my homework. So I had a lot of opportunities to do that. I knew I had to like get it done before I went to workouts, or even like get home, you had to get it done before you go to sleep. So I was up a lot trying to get my homework done, but it was worth it.
And the fact that you're so willing to make these sacrifices, and I think that's something that goes a lot of times unnoticed, right? Because I'm sure you got friends at school there that, you know, they go out on the weekends, they go out and do dumb stuff, hang out, chill at Dion's, whatever. Like, that doesn't happen. That doesn't go into your calendar really, right? I mean, so you're making a lot of sacrifices to be this good. Talk about that.
Even like when I have the time to like even like just do something, I still go to the gym because I know I need to get better. Even my mom tells me, you got to go get some shots up because you got to get better on your shot. And
take it easy, parents. Take it easy.
And also, like, even my free time, I'll go watch my brother play, then go do something else.
Your brother, that intrigues me. I'm glad you mentioned that. So I hear that he's tall.
Yes, he's very tall.
How young is your brother?
He's 8.
Now, do you think he would look good in a turquoise and black uniform? Like, what do you think?
I don't know.
Look at that. There you go. Flash that up there. There you go. All right. Well, we'll talk about that after the show. I don't want a phone call from Greg Brown. So obviously we're talking about all this. That begs the question: what's next? Colleges have to already be interested, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I've been getting a lot of. I actually got another how do you say it? Like
letter.
Just a letter. It was actually a text message. So. From San Jose State, because they watched me play my first game of AAU season and they liked the way I play. So they just keep coming in and I just keep looking at schools, still talking to them. I haven't really made my decision yet, but it's kind of hard.
What was the first? What was the first?
My first option?
School. First one that contacted you.
One that contacted me was probably UNM. I think it was UNM.
And that's got to be special, right?
Yes.
When the state school in your hometown contacts you first. So what was that like when you got that letter, email, whatever it was? What was that like?
It was exciting for me because growing up, everybody wants to go to school at UNM to play in the pit. So for me, it was just like, oh my God, they actually they're interested in me to go play in that school. So it was just like amazing feeling for me.
Fast forward now, but there's other schools joining that list, right?
Yes.
So this decision is going to be a huge decision. How will you make this decision? Who will be there to support you?
Obviously, my parents and my teammates will help me make my decision on that, but it's just looking on a program that fits me and is I'm comfortable. Like, I feel welcome there to that school, and will also get me better over the years I'm there at that school. So that's what's going to help me make my decision. Also, academic-wise, because I have no idea what I still want to do, but they keep telling me what they have to offer. So that's what I'm also looking at.
So, like, are you already separating the schools into piles right now, or where in the process are you at?
It's still like figuring out like which are my top 5, which one are not, but it's still there. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely. And like, what? How many visits are you allowed to make? I don't even know the rules or anything.
Actually, we're allowed 5 visits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you taken any visits yet?
I haven't taken anything because of COVID, and I can't take them until the summer. So
this will probably be a pretty busy summer for you.
Yeah, very busy, especially in June.
Right. So, I mean, what goes into kind of deciding what visits you want to take?
Just the way the coaches have welcomed me into their program, the way also like the first ones that contact me and stuck with me through my whole high school career. So just figuring out like what college is going to get me better academic-wise and also like just basketball-wise.
And did you kind of, I mean, what were you expecting out of this whole college process? Has it been what you thought it was? Has it been more, less? Where are you at in that kind of thing?
It's a lot to take in. Like, when I first like started, I was like, oh, like I'm already know where I'm going to go to school, like off the back, but no. It's a lot because there's a lot of good schools and there's a lot of options you get to pick from once you're starting to move up in high school. So
right. And what are some of the athletes that you look up to when you're watching basketball? Like when we watch basketball, but when you're watching hoops, who are some of the hoopers you're looking up to?
Well, mostly Sabrina Ionescu. She's been like injured, but I've also seen her like determined to get back into the game. I watched a couple of her games recently, and she's been doing really great. So that's what helps me motivate myself to get better each day.
Now, a championship at the Pit. Let's say we fast forward and you are playing for the Lobos.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty cool. Like, I could see you as a senior and you're pointing to that spot. Like, yep, that spot right there. Come here, freshman. Come here. See that spot right there? That I hit one from there in high school. Like, that's going to be pretty cool that could be your permanent home floor, right?
Yeah, that'd be amazing just to like be like, oh yeah, I hit that half-court shot for the state title when I was a junior in high school, and now I'm playing here for real. So yeah, that'd be amazing.
Lastly, I mean, is there anyone that's going to stop you guys next year? It looks like you guys are just on a roll. Freshman post now, like that's a scary team. So obviously the goal right away as soon as that game finished that night was repeat. There's never been a repeat at Volcano, right?
Yeah, never. Even Coach V told us we got to be on that motivation. Like, we were determined this year to win. We even made a poster when we had the seating party. We made one at my house, and we just wrote down the things we got to accomplish. And yeah, but we always have a target on our back, like I always said. That's what Coach V always reminds us. Even when the school started, she said Volcano always had a target on our back. Nobody's gonna back down from you. They always want to beat you. So we just got to be ready next season for that as well.
Right. Well, Natalia, our time here is short, but thank you for coming in. Hopefully you will come back when you repeat.
Yes.
And maybe when you're ready to announce.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Good luck the rest
me.
of the way, and thank you for watching.